Let's shift over to the East. Trae Young and the Hawks advancing to the conference semis last night marked the Hawks' first playoff series win in 5 years, so great step forward for Atlanta. Trae led the way with 36 points, 18 in the fourth quarter. Took that little bow to celebrate in front of the faithful. Here's what he said after it.
Yeah, I mean, the bow is something I did in high school after I hit a game winner, and leading up to this game, I know where we are. I know it's a bunch of shows around this city, and I know what they do when the show is over. So that's pretty much what it was. So
I loved everything about that. How special was Trae Young in this series? He joined Michael Jeffrey Jordan as the only visiting players with 3 straight 30-point games at MSG in the postseason. So yeah, that's pretty good. And that consistency that it's not just he had one great performance. No. He boom, boom, boom with the Garden fans going crazy at him. So the pressure was
Well, that's how you go from like an all-star to on your way being a superstar, is your consistency. And to me, very happy for him. It couldn't happen in a better situation. Not only was it MSG, but there was so much disrespect that's obviously been noted, spit on, verbal abuse. And to be able to go back and do that 3 straight times, beat them, it's impressive. And, definitely, again, I'm very happy for him. And I just love it. He is unrattable. That's not even a word.
Rattleable.
Rattleable, is that it?
I liked how you said it, though.
Rattleable, you know what I mean? He's someone who just, for a first time in the playoffs, first time in the playoffs to step up and pull the stuff he's been doing and be able to lead his team, not only scoring, but being able to pass the ball and get the rest of his teammates involved too, man. Atlanta's playing well, and again, with Embiid's health uncertain, this next round is not going to be as easy as people think it might be for Philly.
So a few months ago, I was talking about how some people in the league some executives were questioning whether Trae was a franchise max player. And then this phone rang, it was his agent. He was not happy about that, I'm going to tell you. And to see him in this game, to see him in this series, he is ascendant. Some people get into their first playoff series, and one of them was in this series, and I'm not looking to throw any shade. One of them was in this playoff series, and the pressure was a little bit much for Julius Randle. And look, it happens. That happens to a lot of great players. And there are other players who are special, who get into a tough situation like this under pressure and thrive. Trae Young has thrived in this series, and it's extremely exciting if you're a Hawks fan and you're not like, is this the guy, can he take us to a finals? I honestly think that was a question. Looking at this now, the sky looks much higher for him.
Well, it's a good lesson, first of all, that if you are that kind of player, you can use some of the harder times you go through as building blocks, right? So Trae Young had a period in college where the way defenses started swarming him as he played better and better and he got more and more attention, he struggled. And by the way, fans let him hear it, and he heard it from all kinds of pundits around TV also. He had a point after getting into the NBA where defenses learned to play him, and he struggled, and he heard it from everyone, and there was the whole, should have taken Luka, and all of that stuff. Look, this is a guy who took those experiences and used them.
Absolutely.
So when he got all of this pressure, when he got all of that criticism early in this series, it was nothing for Trae Young. Trae Young's been through this before, and you can either be broken by those experiences or you can use them to build you up. And I was so encouraged by seeing that. I will say, I am giving not only a pass to Julius Randle, to the Knicks in general, the idea of what they accomplished this season, making the playoffs, having home court, being the defensive team that they were. I would not want any more from them if I was a Knicks fan. I know you're disappointed with the way this series went, but you've got to consider this.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better myself. I mean, obviously, on the flip side, they haven't been in the playoffs since 2013. They made it. They got home court. They won a game, got the energy back in New York, and they definitely have something to build on. They're heading in the right direction. So it's not a complete disaster. A little disappointed at how fast they flipped on Julius Randle for not playing well, but that's what happens when you're on the biggest stage in New York and you're the star player. But overall, definitely great building and looking forward to the future.
Yeah, and look, he has a model in Trae, right? Use this experience, use it to build yourself up. We'll see what he comes back with next year. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.